Hello and welcome to TINYDECA, or Today in News you don't even care about. And trust me, you don't. We have some interesting stories today, so let's just jump into it, shall we? Well, this was quite a surprise for me. Shaw and Rogers have agreed to merge for a cost. Yeah, that's right, they are shaking hands, agreeing for a cost of $20 billion. Of course, it has to wait for Canadian government approval. But doing this will obviously shorten the market, and I'm curious to see what will happen. These are two of the biggest internet companies in Canada. And obviously, like I said before, this will make it harder for companies to be cheaper with their internet and phone plans. I'm very curious to see what will happen next. And obviously, since it's still waiting approval from Canadian government, we probably won't know anything until 2022 for sure. It's just unprecedented. Like, this is huge and kind of scary. It could be good or bad. We'll have. Sticking to Canada, we are going to move over to Leduc, Alberta, where a stabbing has occurred at a school. Fortunately, the victim was a 17-year-old girl, and the assaulter was a 19-year-old boy. I hope he gets the worst jail sentence they possibly could throw at him, because this girl has died from her injuries. This is ridiculous. They need to throw the book at him. He's guilty. I don't care what anybody else says. Right now, as we know it, he stabbed her for no reason. From everything I'm reading about it, everything else, this is unacceptable and is unwarranted. No matter what someone does to you, it is not equal to murder. So I really hope that the judge does right and gives the right punishment of guilty. On to the next. Another unfortunate thing happened in Atlanta, where this man decided to shoot 8 people in a spa. His excuse was that it wasn't for racial reasons, because though 6 of the victims were Asian, he did it because of a sex addiction. This is unacceptable. This isn't okay. Like, we can't go killing people just because we can't get it up. And he went to this spa several times. So to me, this is more racist than anything. Do you know who else has excuses of porn? This man. Do you know who that is? That's Ted Bundy. He was a serial killer who murdered several women and blamed it all on porn. And he was put to death for his actions. This isn't okay. You can't say that just because you have a sex addiction that you are okay to murder people. This deserves life in prison, in my opinion. Maybe even worse. This was a racial attack. And at first I didn't want to say this was racist, but looking into it more and more, it definitely was. Like, he went into a spa that he has frequented multiple times and murdered 6 people of Asian descent. Like, this isn't okay. I'm just frustrated as this stuff keeps happening. I'm so done with it. Well, that's been this video. Sorry for getting a little passionate there and for having such dark tones today. But they were important things to talk about. And honestly, I wasn't seeing a lot of it. At first, we started with the Shaw story, which was pretty interesting, pretty cool. Could mean bad things, but you never really know. But these 2 deaths stories didn't need to happen. And I'm tired about reading about them. Like, we need to control our emotions. Regardless, like, I'm over it. But those are just some facts of what happened in those stories and some of my opinions. And you may disagree with me, and that's okay. Let me know down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz if you like my videos. This one's a little shorter because I was a bit of a pinch for this one. But, yeah, that's the news that were curious to me this week. Thank you for coming. That's been TINYDECA. I'll see you in the next one.